Hello, I'm going to walk you through my professional portfolio. It's been something I've been working on since my junior year in undergrad at Houston Baptist, and I've continued through my master's program. So it's turned into a very extensive collection of the things that I have created throughout my education and now my professional career as an educator. So the first thing you come to when you are on my portfolio page is my autobiography, just a brief summary about me and my education and my professional goals. And I've linked some uh, letters of reference, my resume and cover letter onto the first page of the portfolio. And underneath that, I have my philosophy of education, which is something I developed during my senior year in undergrad, and also a classroom management plan. Then, as you scroll down through the main page of my portfolio, you have the Texas Educator Standards and the Texas Technology Standards for Educators. And once you get past those things, you start getting into things that I've created. So you have a sample of a plan that I created of an entire year for a U.S. history course, and then different unit plans there that are linked. So you have the Understanding by Design unit plan, a 10-day unit plan, and an ESL unit plan based on ESL methods. Then, if you go down further, you have simple lesson plans, which are lesson plans I've created for different subjects throughout my education. And then once you get past the lesson plans, you have actual work samples from students of mine. So things that my students have created in my current role as a seventh grade history teachers. I've linked some things that they've created, some exemplary work that they've done. So we have some research presentations and also some writing samples because a lot of what we do and where I teach is a lot of project-based learning. So the students have to produce writing samples for me and also different research presentations. Then once you scroll past the student work samples, you get to my instructional design artifacts. So these are all the things that I've created during my instructional design program here at HBU. So this is starting with my first class, going all the way through this one, the emerging technologies. So the first thing that I have for emerging technologies is my infographic, which we created the first week. Give that a second to open. And the categories I picked to look into here were the blended learning, HoloLens, which I've been very intrigued by that technology, and also Rise 360. This gave me a lot of insight of the current trends and where technology is going in the education system. So this was a really helpful project. Then the next thing was a collaborative assignment that we worked on as a group. It was me, Tabitha, and Nicole worked on this, where we had to work through a scenario and apply find the best technology solution for that scenario. So our scenario involved working at a Hispanic serving institution and basically giving the staff and the students the tools they needed to successfully navigate uh, online courses. And so we have our objectives and our target behaviors for the students. And what we decided to go with was book widgets interactive learning, where we could design lessons that the students could work on their own time to further their skills and knowledge for the online program and time management skills. So this actually allowed us to take the things that we've learned throughout our program and apply it to a real world situation. Then the next item I have in my portfolio is the website compliance analysis, how these different websites are complying with ADA rules. And so we had to pick four different websites. One education website, which I did Lee College, which is one of my employers. And then also we had to do a small business, which I chose a local meat market near my house in Crosby. And then, of course, a large corporation. I went with ESPN because I'm a huge sports fan and I visit that website a lot. And then the last one I did was a nonprofit. We had to do a nonprofit. I did the Houston Food Bank, analyzed their website and what areas that they could do to improve their compliance with ADA requirements. Then the next assessment I created was a micro learning presentation.
Hello, everyone.
So
My name is.
I got to go through and research what microlearning is and how it could be applied and which institutions of higher education are currently using microlearning and stackable credentials. So it's about a 5 minute, 6 minute video that I created to go along with the slideshow presentation of me presenting what I found in that area. It was very informative, the whole trend of microlearning and stackable credentials. A lot of the larger universities are moving towards having these programs offered to give students something to show for what they've learned throughout their time, even if they don't complete a full degree at that institution. And then the last thing is my technology analysis that I created, which which we recreated over the course of a few weeks to find a emerging technology to implement in online courses. Of course, as I told you earlier in my presentation, I was interested in Microsoft HoloLens, so I decided to use that as something that could be incorporated into online courses to enhance the offerings. So we go through and talk about the description, what the program is, why choose that program, and then I created a timeline, which is 18 months of how we could implement that. Researched, we talked about the benefits of HoloLens. I talked about that in the analysis, and then I start looking into who it would impact, what alternative there was for ultimate other augmented reality programs out there, and then the cost of the project. And lastly, gave ratings to the proposal on what areas, what the benefit level was, what the cost range was, how it impact our institution, and then the risk level. So to come with a total rating. And so those are the artifacts that I created throughout this semester. And then as you further scroll through my page, these are some programs that I worked with during undergrad. So I have my copyright laws presentation, different graphs and collages that I created, a newsletter, scrapbooks that we created, and then tease videos. And then I've also linked a promotional video that I created for the supplemental instruction program at Lee College, for which I work in. And then if you go to the top of my page, there's different things linked to the top. So I have my teaching methodology course that I took and the different methods that we learned about in that course. And then as well as I have an entire Texas history online course I created in one of my courses here at HBO in an innovative learning techniques unit, a technology rich unit plan, an American Revolution treasure hunt, a road to Civil War treasure hunt, and a gamification lesson plan. So that's an overview of my portfolio. Feel free to stop by and visit my website anytime to take a look. It's brandoncunningham.weebly.com. Thank you.